Hi, my name is Brian, and I am the High Pop Professor. Allow me to introduce myself and this channel, and what the purpose of this channel is really all about. So, I am officially entering into the YouTube card content creation space, and this is my way of doing that. As for my channel, what the purpose is, and why I titled it and named it the way it was, I'm calling myself the High Pop Professor because I grew up collecting cards originally in the high population wax era. Some call it the junk wax era, but these cards are not junk to me, nor are they junk to many others who are growing up and collecting in that era. In fact, they're very special. These are very special cards for us. They hold a lot of nostalgia, even to this day. But they were, of course, printed to the moon, and so very high population. I prefer to call them that. And so I'm calling that, High Pop Professor. Why Professor? I'm calling myself the Professor. Not only am I a teacher, I'm a math teacher, given not at the collegiate level, but my favorite player growing up was, and continues to be to this day, Greg Maddux. And of course, Greg Maddux was known as the Professor. He was also known as Mad Dog. And anyway, so put all that together, and that's why I'm calling myself the High Pop Professor. And so, yeah, this channel is mostly going to be me weighing in with certain topics that I've been thinking about in regards to the card collecting community, the hobby in general. And of course, it'll also be talking about card grading and showcasing facets of my collection and why I wanted to really join. I've been mostly doing this solo over the last couple of years. I collected all through the 90s and got back into it post-pandemic. And so I collected all throughout the 90s with my brother and my dad, and just after 2021, 2022, started to get back into it again, and discovered that this YouTube community was here. It was rich, it was vibrant, and really enjoyed a lot of what I was seeing. The issue I really discovered, though, was that most of the collectors that I'm watching and following their channels and digging their content, most of them either focus on vintage, which is great, and I love their content, or they focus on ultra modern, and I kind of find myself stuck in this weird zone where there's not a lot of people talking about 80s and 90s stuff, and there's a lot of really cool, interesting issues that come up with the cards from this era. And so I wanted to provide some kind of an outlet, some kind of a channel to speak to those kind of issues, to talk about them, and that's largely why I'm throwing my hat into the ring here. So enjoy. I'll be posting videos periodically, and really just looking forward to entering into this community, joining it, and engaging in fun conversations and discussions with like-minded people. So without further ado, let me discuss a little bit about my PCs. What am I into? I already mentioned Greg Maddux. But yeah, I'm going to showcase just a brief overview of the kind of things that I'm into in my collection, and just to give you an idea of what's going on and what I'm trying to build my collection around. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around. We'll take a look at a couple of pieces from my collection, just as a way to sort of introduce my PCs, and we'll do that right now. Okay, so yeah, we were stuck home because of the pandemic, and I was looking. I actually had a couple boxes, a couple old binders of my cards from when I was growing up, and I just had never had a chance to really get back into it. High school happened, went to college, and I sort of dropped off from collecting. Right around 2000, 2001, I just sort of stopped paying attention to all things hobby and just went about the rest of life. And yeah, I was out of the hobby for about 20 solid years. And I came back into it during the pandemic, and I was selling some old things. And as I was selling them, I was starting to realize that I could actually pick up a lot of my favorite cards, dream cards, for not all that much. It seemed like there was a sort of a gap, and a lot of the 90s stuff that I was interested in from the early 90s was actually pretty affordable. Late 80s rookies, same kind of deal. And so my main guy, of course, was Greg Maddux. And so I started by picking up a couple of these really nice rookie cards. And so I already had a few that were ungraded, but they weren't in that great of condition. And so I started adding to my collection. Here's a Donruss the Rookies from '87. than an SGC holder. And here is a 87 Leaf. This is a Leaf variety. I love the rated rookie. It's one of my favorite one of his rookie cards. And I picked these up. Now you might also notice that what I've done in my videos, and we'll talk more about this later, but these cards are graded, and I do grade a number of the cards that I own. However, I cover up the grade because I do feel, in the words of the great Mangini, that far too often we are collecting the grade, the slab, and not the card itself. And I don't want to fall into that trap. I like cards that I like the look of them, I like the eye appeal of them. I do want them to be in good condition, but I don't want the huge number in the corner to draw your attention. I want the attention, the focus, to be on the beauty of the card itself. And so that is why in a lot of my videos you'll see the grade will be in fact covered up by a sticker. And in fact, I'm happy to talk about what the grades are, that's fine. But that's not the purpose of this. So I started by picking up these cards for relatively inexpensively, something $10 or less than the cost of grading, certainly, in the case of this one anyway. And the first card that really got me back in, though, fully hooked in, was this card that I just saw on eBay, and I was captured by the beauty of this card, and this one really just did it for me. And I was smitten with this card, and from this card I was hooked. And this was a card that is a 1992 Donruss Diamond Kings, and this is signed by Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. And so this card is just glorious. Frank Thomas and Griffey, of course, were the two guys growing up early 90s. And so when I saw this card and I saw that this was in a Beckett authenticated holder, it made me like it even more because I was so nostalgic for Beckett as a brand in general that I actually preferred that Beckett authentication to PSA. Awesome. And I couldn't be happier. That made me so happy to see this. And in fact, one of my main PCs, aside from Greg Maddux 90s inserts, is actually autographed Diamond Kings cards. I love Diamond Kings. I love the artwork, especially the Dick Perez years are just fantastic. I love them. I love everything about them. And so to this day, I'm picking up these ones. And so here's another example. Just picked up this one. It's a Ken Griffey Jr. from 90 Donruss. And this is his old style autograph. In fact, this is a one that I just got. It actually does have a Beckett sticker on the back. Really pleased with this one. And this is his older version of his autograph. He doesn't sign them like this anymore. It's a bit choppier than what his more recent flow, very smooth flowing autograph. It's one of the most gorgeous autographs in the hobby, and I absolutely love it. All right, so Donruss Diamond Kings, signed Diamond Kings by the Stars. Like I mentioned before, I love Greg Maddux inserts and refractors, and so here's a couple of those. Here's a couple of my favorite ones that I've got from 97, and here's 97 Finest. We've got the silver embossed refractor. Beautiful card, really tough one. And this is in a PSA assigned 8, to use Greg from Midlife Cards notation on that. And I approve because, the grade is an opinion, and opinions can change. And I have absolutely cracked out cards and sent them back in and gotten a different opinion the second time. And this one is a 97 Finest Gold refractor. It's a beautiful card, beautiful shine. Absolutely love this card. And this is in a PSA assigned 10. This is a PSA 10. And again, just didn't want that distracting. Now I will be selling this card. And I'm selling this card because it's going to be it's a 10. And so most of the 10s I have in my collection I will be selling to recoup the insane 10 premium money to put back towards, I'll buy another copy of this card, but in probably an 8 or a 9. And then use that difference in funds to acquire more cards. And that just makes sense to me. All right, so aside from, Greg Maddux, really cool Greg Maddux inserts, especially refractors, I also like all things early 90s shine. I like shiny cards, whether they are refractors. I like Dufex cards. Here's a couple of really cool Barry Bonds cards I like. 93 Donruss Elite. 95 Pinnacle White Hot. I love this set with the Dufex shine. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I also like, so I like the players. I like Griffey, I like Bonds, and I like the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. And so cards like these. We have this Rookie Sensations from 92 Fleer. It was a big deal when that came out. Big card. And we have a 93 Score of the franchise. Really tough to get this. These dark bordered early 90s inserts. Very tough, very condition sensitive, and very, very, very shiny. Love those. And we've got a few more. Again, a lot of Griffey, a lot of Thomas. Got the Museum Collection, 94 Pinnacle. Have a beautiful Donruss Power Alley. Inserts here. Love the shine. Love the shine. Love it, love it, love it. And one more for Griffey and Thomas. Look at these beautiful, beautiful shiny inserts. Love that shine. A nice atomic refractor from 97 Bowman's Best. An international atomic refractor. And then of course we got this Griffey 92 Donruss Elite. Just fantastic. Also, done by Dick Perez, as they mention on the back, number to 10,000. And just a glorious insert, glorious cards. And so yeah, aside from fulfilling these sort of childhood dreams of picking up these ridiculous Grail cards, I do branch out a little bit into other things as well. I do have a sort of side PC for a few things. I'm a fan of Sean Casey, and so a big fan of Sean Casey cards. Have a lot of his stuff. We, if you ever watch Iconic Al from Iconic Baseball, he in fact is my brother, and so I hope to do some collaborations with him in the future on certain videos. And so yeah, I have some for sure some Sean Casey cards. I'm also was interested in bowling, and so believe it or not, I have a few bowling cards, not very many. But here's an example of one I've got here, a Walter Ray Williams Jr. autographed card. And one last thing, again, don't have many of these, but it's worth mentioning. My daughter is really big into Pokemon cards, and so I don't have many, but I wanted to get an iconic card or two to sort of remember this era of our time. And so here's a 1999 unlimited Charizard card. This is not the Shadow List, it's not first edition, but it's a really great card from a really iconic set. And so anyway, thank you. So I'll be making some videos talking about my thoughts about the hobby, about pickups, about certain runs I'm doing. And so yeah, stay tuned, keep yourself updated. I'll be happy to post videos, and I hope you like what you see. But thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.